takes a few seconds, but it should get going.
This is me.
All right, we're live.
Oh my god!
The comeback is real.
Don't call it a comeback. It's been here for years.
What's going on YouTube? I'm here with my girl Shar. If you guys roll deep with us, you know that we used to have this show called The Loading Screen, and we used to talk about games and just different topics and stuff like that. So we figured, why not talk about this Destiny 2 beta and do it live? So we could hang out, kind of chat it up with you guys and just give our opinions. So I don't know where we're going to start. I guess we can just start with you, Shar. Like, how are you feeling about this beta?
Well, if you watch my video, then you'll know I like
this plug.
It was okay. No. But it was okay. It was decent. It's nothing I didn't expect from it, to be quite honest. Like, everything I saw in there was kind of to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
But I always, I still like the visuals of it. I like the gameplay is always really smooth. What else do I like about it? I like how the subclasses are organized now. Like, they're familiar, but they're like different now, and they seem like they get really OP when you get like to higher level play. So that's always fun. What else? What else do I like about it?
I'm trying to think of your video. You mentioned...
I did not mention much about it.
It was quick. It was like 4 minutes, so...
I know. I didn't say anything.
But it was really good. Like, I wanted to give you props. Like, you should do more of those videos.
Oh, thank you.
Like, you had your list. But you had a script, right? And then you just hit the main points and you just got it out. Like, see, with me, I'll do bullet points sometimes, but then I tend to ramble. Yeah, and that's
an 8-minute video, and I'm like, Erica, where are you going with this?
It'll be like the easiest topic you can knock out in like a minute, but I'll take 8-9 minutes, and that's just something that's I do.
I didn't feel like I said much, but I mean, I guess I did kind of.
I thought it was good.
Other than that, like, I don't know what to say about it, because like there's not enough to play in the beta, Like, the last time we had like half the game is the beta, which I liked that beta a hell of a lot more, but then when it got to the game, I didn't like it. And then right now, I don't like the beta because there's not enough gameplay for me, but maybe the game is awesome? I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe in the long run, the people who are buying the game, there's way more to explore and see for the first time.
Probably.
Not like the first one. Like you said, we felt like we saw so much already. There wasn't a lot of new things, so... Yeah, maybe it's for the best. Maybe. But yeah, just to go off of what you were saying, I thought I think the gunplay is really good in Destiny. Like, some of these guns feel real good. Some of them I don't like too much. I felt like they were very underpowered. I was playing PvP today and I was just getting wrecked. I was getting wrecked with some of these guns. I was trying different things and different weapons. And especially against those Titans. No.
Yo, the Titan guns are so good.
Titans
are so good.
Yeah, it seems like they have more health, but then when I would melee them, I would get the kill quicker. So maybe they're weaker against melee. I don't know. I have no idea, but
they're just playing wrong.
Yeah, but just the way the guns sound, the way they feel, and of course with the movement and how kind of crisp it can be, even though it's 30 frames. I'm used to 30 frames. I'm not part of the master race that much, but that doesn't bother me too much. And I didn't experience like a ton of lag or anything like that. So yeah, I felt like it was smooth, and in terms of performance, I feel like Destiny, they're doing a lot of things right. But at the same time, like you said, this beta doesn't have a lot. Like, we didn't have a lot of maps to play on. We had one good mode, which was Control. The Strike was cool. We're going to talk about the Strike. But that other mode was trash. I didn't like it.
That's trash. Oh my God.
What's it called? Do you know? I don't even know.
Shit, what's it called? I don't remember.
It's like it's like a search and destroy kind of.
Why? It's because they're trying to make it more like of a hardcore game, but like, I didn't feel like Destiny was a hardcore game ever. Like, I don't know if they can ever really like get that high level of play that they're looking for, because there's so many like gimmicks, and like, you have like supers and
Right.
like the guns really play into it like a lot. So it's like if you don't grind, then it's gonna really be harder. I don't know. I just feel like obviously PvP is kind of like um you have to like really work for it to like get better.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't ever like feeling like I need to get better gear instead of better at the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that to trump my like what am I trying to say?
Your I'm
Wait,
trying to think what you're
my
trying to say.
skill.
Yeah.
I don't want the gear to trump my skill in the game, but the gear and stuff plays into this game like a lot, so I don't know
Yes.
how that's gonna come in for that mode of PvP. Like control is fine. I feel like control is fine, but that other mode is like I have no idea.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on the whole gear thing because I think that's one of the main issues I have with Destiny is that
Mm,
I want to feel like we have an equal chance at doing well in the match. If you have better gear than I do, or if you've been
yeah.
playing longer than me, I just don't
Yeah.
like that thought of like, okay, you're going to be more powerful, or I don't have a chance against you because I have a different gun and I don't have that gun. I know
Yeah.
Destiny, like it's a grinder, it's part of the experience, but I think that overall that's like the main reason I can't rock with this game very long because eventually I'm going to get busy in my life. I'm going to not have time to game. And then when I come back to it, I'd like to feel like I left where I left off or I'm coming back to
Mm,
where I left off. And when I come back to Destiny, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like I'm underpowered or I just don't have a fair chance, I guess, if that makes any
yeah.
sense.
I
So,
mean, saying it that way, it does play into control, but I like control in the fact that it's an easier objective than like arming a bomb and disarming a bomb.
mm-hmm.
Like that's and then the lives thing. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and Stu Jersey in my chat says, "Yeah, there's a mode where it's all even." And there is. I'm pretty sure on that. There's like
Oh,
modes.
he's asking if there's a mode. I don't know if
Isn't
there's a
there?
mode.
I thought there was in the first one. I'm not positive
Oh
though.
yeah, there was. What was it?
I don't even
There was
remember.
one where it equalized everybody, even though if you had like higher or lower gear, it would like equalize the damage, I think.
Yeah.
I remember that. Was that the
Yeah.
big maps that we tried in the beta originally?
It
I don't
could
remember.
be. It could be.
It was
But
6v6 then, wasn't it?
yeah, I was 6v6. That's another thing. They're back to 4. They're on 4v4 now. Yeah,
Now
and the maps are
6v6.
smaller, and so there's that aspect of
Lame.
it too. So I like big team battles. I'm into, obviously I play Battlefield. I play games where it's like there's way more action going on. There's a lot of people on the map. So going to a 4v4 to me is just like, whoa, this is a little different than what I'm used to. And at times it could feel like there's not enough going on, and then sometimes it feels like it's a cluster F because the map is so small. It's a weird, different vibe that I get with Destiny because, I've played a lot of shooters over the years, and Destiny it has a different vibe.
Yeah.
I noticed today when I was playing, there's a lot of people who were hiding. There's a lot of people who were running away from me, and I was just kind of thrown off. Like, why is this person just running away? It felt like I had to beg them to fight with me. Like, it was a weird experience today. Maybe it was just today, but it's a different vibe. It's a different monster over here on Destiny. I don't know if you get that because you don't play tons of
Mm,
shooters. You play what, like
no,
Overwatch?
that's pretty much it, really.
Yeah. So
And I haven't
so
touched that in a while, so.
yeah. So I don't know if you have a different opinion on that or any opinion. Um,
I mean, I don't really like. My brother's the shooter guy in the family, so he plays a lot of those, and like he plays a lot of COD and stuff like that. So like I've watched him play like a lot,
mhm.
but and so I like know like tiny little strategies here and there. Whether I execute them good or not is a different story. But um, I don't know. They're enjoyable. Like they're only enjoyable to me though if they have a setting I care about. And in the beginning, Destiny had a setting that I cared about, and now it's kind of like I don't know. I don't know. It's just really weird.
Mhm. Yeah, we should touch upon the whole. Okay, there's the joke that I use, the Destiny 1.5 reference.
Oh yeah,
So, how
that
do you
was
feel about that? Do you think this is Destiny
it's
1.5 or what? What do you think?
what well the beta is definitely 1.5. Like the beta itself is definitely 1.5. Whether Destiny 2 is going to be 1.5 is dependent on how big the game is, I feel.
Hmm.
Like how much content they're giving everybody at the beginning, because I think they might have learned their lesson, but they're still going to be like DLC, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, you
but
see that edition where it's like $100, you get the season pass.
yeah,
So
that's probably worth it if you're like really into the franchise, like some people.
of course,
So
or else you're gonna pay individually for each expansion pack, and you're just gonna get screwed. So
yeah, well, I said in my video yesterday that I kind of riffed on it a little bit, but I said Destiny 2 is going to be the best Destiny expansion ever. Uh, and it's true. Like they're making a whole new game that's technically it's essentially an expansion, because like as we saw in the beta, like the story is that everything is getting blown up and the traveler is being taken over, and like I don't know, like the story is that you are a completely new thing, so it's like catering to new people coming to the game as well as older players of like continuing the story.
hmm
So like I don't know, it's gonna be interesting to see how many new players they get and like how many old players are like going in on it. And
yeah,
I think I've completely missed my point, but whatever, we went on a different tangent, it's fine.
it's all good. I'll try and bring it back. This is where I stand
Yeah,
on this because there's a lot of
yeah.
people who Destiny fans, they get upset because they say, "Well, what do you expect? You want it to be a completely different game?"
Oh yeah,
They'll
yeah, yeah.
say it's a sequel. But for me, I've played sequels where it feels like an entirely not entirely new, but it feels like a new
Mm,
experience because
mm-hmm.
either the graphics got really, advanced, it got a lot better, or they added a lot of elements to the gameplay. Like I'll bring up Gears of War for example. First Gears of War, for its time was beautiful, but then when Gears of War 2 came out, it got even more beautiful. It was a complete like it was just like a lot better in terms of graphics. On top of that, they added a horde mode. They added different modes in the multiplayer,
Mm-hmm.
and what else? I lost my train of thought, but that's just a few things and enemies, bosses, stuff like that. So it felt like a new experience. It was still Gears of War underneath. It still had the same mechanics, it still had
Yeah,
the same soul, characters obviously, things like that. But it was a sequel and it was a new experience. So
yeah,
I know people who are Halo fans feel the same way about Halo 1, 2, 3, and even beyond that, the graphics got better, gameplay added more elements to multiplayer and the story and things like that. So with Destiny and this beta, I did not get a sense of that. It felt like an extension of the first one to the core, like everything about it. Like let's say we never played the beta, we never seen this beta before. It's our first time seeing it. Or how do I put it? No, not like that. Let's say we never. Wait, what am I trying to say? I
we
lost my
never
train of
touched the
thought.
first one.
No, we've touched the first one. Let's just say we haven't seen this beta before, and they put up,
Ah,
these games side by side. You would think they're the same game. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know. I missed
oh
my
yeah, if you've
point
never
there,
like
but
seen, I see what you're saying. If you've never
yeah,
seen both of them and you put them side by side, and it's like, what's different about this? This is like the same thing. I see.
exactly, exactly. You said it better than I
It's
did, but yeah.
but but like no, yeah, that's totally it. And I think that might be that's gonna come down to like the Destiny community to like figure out if they really like that or not, because like I feel like some people are already complaining about that. Like people have been streaming it like the beta or whatever, and it says beta on it, and then people are like, oh, is this still Destiny 1? And they're like, like, no, it's not, guys.
Yeah, like if
But
that
you
little
know,
beta watermark wasn't there, yeah.
yeah, but like I mean, it's Twitch. People are stupid and don't read what people are playing anyways. But yeah, you wouldn't know the difference if you'd never seen it. You're like, oh, like which one is this? Because I know there's two, but I don't know which one you're playing right now.
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
which is kind of like, I don't personally like that, but I know some people will probably be okay with it because, like I said, it's a continuation, more than like rather than like a reboot of like all of what they've done already.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a good and a bad thing.
But like a couple people in my chat, Stu was saying, didn't they say Destiny had a 10-year plan? I remember that.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, I remember that for the first one. They're saying this is going to last for years and years.
Yeah, I mean, it did last pretty long, to be quite honest. Even the first one.
Yeah, about 3 years. It'll be 3 years this September,
3 years
right?
already?
Yeah,
Shit.
2014. I remember because
That was
that's
long,
when I got my PS4. I got the white PS4 with Destiny.
Oh my god!
Because me and Shar, you could speak on this too. We were hyped about this game. Like we were legit
excited.
legit hyped. Let me ban
I wanted to get a
somebody real
Titan
quick.
tattoo on my arm. I was that excited. Like fuck. Oh my god.
A tattoo on Yeah.
I have an Instagram photo of like where I was planning to put like this tattoo on like my wrist. Like I was that hyped.
Damn.
Like it was nuts. That didn't last long though. Once the game came out, I was like,
and
but,
then yeah.
oh man.
Remember
The
Nia?
expansions help.
Remember Nia?
Oh, yeah.
She pre-ordered the first one like what?
Oh my god.
2 years before or something like
Yeah,
that.
2 years, and then they didn't give it to her.
Shout out to Nia.
Yeah, for real. She's like, I can't get my game. I pre-ordered it so long ago. They don't have like a record of it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah, it was funny. She was on Press Start podcast last Thursday, and she was trying to call me out. She's like, "I have a bone to pick with you. Remember when? Remember?" Because I was talking down on Destiny because we were talking about it at the beta.
I mean,
And she's like, and she was like, "Remember when you and Shar were super hyped and you guys were having a good time?" And I was like, "Yeah, we were hyped. We really were." Because kind of like what you said with the first beta, there was a lot of content in the first beta. Remember the vehicles and all of that? Yeah, that was.
I can't. Don't bring me back to that time because that was like the actual only time I actually liked Destiny. Because like it was the weird. That's the weirdest thing to say, but like that open beta was like my life. Like that was like everything I wanted in a beta, and then the game came out and it just like lost it. I couldn't. But like. Dude, I have a picture again on my Instagram of me just looking up at like what the Earth or whatever, and I have a caption that's like, "I miss you, Erica." Or something.
Yeah, and then remember we were like customizing our characters. Like I had like a Joker painted face. Like I had like a white face with like I don't know. Can you do that in this beta? I don't think you can, huh?
No, you can't. You can't.
Or was that the main game? Am I thinking of the main game? I don't know. I just remember we were taking pictures together, like screenshots, and it was like this whole experience. And then we were driving on the Sparrows. It was just different, you know, at the time. Yeah. So,
oh my god.
But then a lot of people were complaining about vehicles because I remember that one map. The vehicles were like really OP. So maybe
they were OP.
Yeah. So maybe that's why they kind of like stayed away from that this time around. I'm thinking.
That was so much fun. That was like the best part.
Yeah, and then of course the dances. I just saw that on my gameplay right now. The little emotes and all that. Like at the time, you know, you're playing a beta and doing all of this. It's like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like I'm actually enjoying this. And
that's
so
why I'm mad at this beta. That I didn't get to like get my own fucking gear. But no, we're just automatically like level 200 and level 20. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
But did you see that there's in the Xbox version of the beta, people have been experiencing blue drops.
Really?
Like engrams have been dropping for people. It's like the lowest percentage in ever, but like yeah, there's like documentation of people getting engrams on the fucking Xbox version of the game.
Huh. So
and
it's only Xbox.
The light levels that the blues are giving everybody is like above 200. So 200 isn't the top light level.
I see.
Anyways, fun facts for you guys. But I just saw that yesterday on YouTube. But I don't know, like I like the experience of like getting my own shit.
Mhm.
I like loot. I was playing fucking Diablo 3 last night. I like loot, guys, okay? Come on.
I think everybody to an extent likes loot. I mean, I do. Like when I play RPGs and stuff like that, I love finding new armor. I love, you know, little fashion souls here and there, you know, looking good and finding, you know, cool colors and stuff like that, and stuff obviously that makes you more powerful. But with Destiny, you know, I remember I used to watch Kenny play the first one a lot. He would be playing like these strikes and these random missions and stuff like that, the raids, and they would be fighting like literally on the same spot over and over and over. And he was grinding and grinding just for hours. And I was like, oh, okay, so what are you guys playing for? Like, what do you get with this raid or whatever? And he's like, oh, I'm trying to get these new boots. Or he would say, I'm trying to get this new whatever weapon, and it would take hours for that. And I'm like thinking like that's just way too much investment for me. I was like, I can't do that. I just don't have that kind of time. And
I mean, I do if it's with somebody else, because like I am like less likely to do any kind of grinding if it's like other than like if it's JRPG and I'm like doing something else, or if I'm talking to somebody and I'm grinding at the same time or we're in the same game kind of a thing. Like, because then you can just like tone out, you can just zone out and you just fucking like you watch a movie or in the background or you like, you know, talking to people about random shit, like, but like doing it by yourself like hours, man, like I can't even, man.
Yeah, I don't know how people can do that. So I guess the question remains after I mean, we could, I don't know if there's anything else we forgot to mention, but are we buying this game? I mean, are you thinking about maybe not day one, but no, just never?
No, I'm gonna leave that to the people who actually like the game.
Yeah.
Like I'm interested in it, but I am not gonna get it just because I'm interested in it. I'll watch other people play it, but I won't like play it myself.
Yeah.
I'll live out my Destiny dreams for somebody else.
Vicariously, just maybe watch their stream or something and see what they're up to, and then all right, catch you later, you know.
Exactly.
I might do the same thing. I mean, the people I follow who are like into this game, they usually don't stream it a lot. Like they'll stream it for like a week or two and then they just kind of move on to something else. So I'm kind of expecting the same with this. Like if they do play it, it's kind of in their own time. And I just know they're enjoying it, but I don't really see them playing it, you know. So I figured that'll probably happen with this as well.
Probably.
Some people in my chat say, nope, I'm not buying it. LeBron says day one for me, since I like the first one. Yeah, I think Destiny's kind of one of those games where it's like you either love it or you hate it, I guess. It's either for you or it's not. If you have a lot of friends who play it, I think that definitely helps. I will say that the strike on this beta was pretty fun. It was pretty fun with friends. Like, it was me, Shar, and Q, and... Oh yeah, 3 people.
It's only 3 people, yeah.
And I was actually having a lot of fun. So part of it was because we kept dying. So I was just laughing. I was just laughing at our fails and, you know, teasing each other who's doing worse. And, you know, you chop it up and you have a good time. But that's kind of with any game. So it's kind of one of those things where, like, being with friends obviously makes it a whole lot better. So if you have a squad that, like, you just adore and you love playing with them and you guys are, you know, get together Friday night or something, that's your thing. Like, I could totally see people getting into this game heavy.
Oh yeah. And then there's gonna be like, you know, when the game drops, it's gonna be like people rushing to like finish the raids first. That's always a fun time, because I follow, I don't know if anybody in the chat knows Professor Brorman, but he's like heavy into Destiny. And I follow his whole squad basically, but they got worlds first on the last what was it, Rise of Iron that came out last?
I think so. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they got the first like raid boss kill in the world. Like their squad did that first, so that was fun to watch. Them figuring out the mechanics and shit. So I like that. Like them, like other people trying to figure out the mechanics, and I'm like, oh shit, how did that work? But because like I'm not gonna play it, but like. Yeah, no, it's really fun to watch. But that's who I'm watching. I know he'll play the game a lot, so when that game drops, he's probably going to be on that 24/7, so it'll be a fun time to get introduced to the game. But other than that, I'm getting Anthem next year, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, see, that's pretty cool. Like, when it's timed, like a time drop, like, okay, the raid is live right now. And then you squad up, okay, let's see if we could beat everybody. Like, if games that I really liked did that, like if Neo did that, like, hey, we're dropping a boss at 5 o'clock, and whoever beats it first, like, you know, you'll get mentioned somewhere, or you'll get something really cool, or some kind of crazy loot. Yeah, I could totally see that. So it just, you know, it just depends on the game, I guess, and if you're really into it, yeah, I mean, I can see that as like a really cool thing. Yeah, so. But as far as I go, no, I'm not going to be getting Destiny. Some people have been asking me.
No.
I don't know if it's just because I've been playing the beta. Like, oh, are you going to get it? Does this mean you're buying it? You know? It's like, oh, it's an open beta. Yeah, it's a free beta, free game to just check out. And I didn't really expect much, too. Like, I know you said that you didn't have a lot of expectations. I didn't either. Because, like I said, I mean, I fell off the first one. I was disappointed by it for certain reasons. So, yeah, I didn't have any expectations. And so, you know, I just played it for what it was, and we had some fun here and there. But yeah, it's not a game that I'm like, oh, I have to play it, or it proved me so wrong that, you know, I'm hyped now or something. No, that didn't really happen. So yeah, and there's so many games this year, like September. I'm still going to be playing, you know, games that I'm playing right now, as well as Metroid and Cuphead, which comes out that month too. So, and then October is just packed. So it'd be silly for me, unless I just have money to throw around and I just don't care. It's silly for me to even think to buy this game, because I'd probably play it for like a week and then put it down. Yeah, exactly. So once I get through all those maps on the PvP, and then I, you know, eventually I'll be like, you know, I'm kind of done with this.
And then the grind becomes real and you're like, eh.
Once you settle in, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. I have to play this much.
Exactly.
You know, it's just not going to happen. So, yeah, I guess that's it for Destiny. I don't know if we want to add some more like other gaming topics in here. If anybody in the chat wants to ask us anything, maybe there's like a topic just on the top of your head. I wouldn't mind that.
Brown says, are we playing Total War Warhammer? No.
No. I'm gonna go with a no.
I haven't even touched that game. So.
Yeah, but if you guys have any other like questions, and it doesn't have to be Destiny. Actually, it shouldn't be Destiny related. No more Destiny. Let's get some other kinds of topics. If you guys want to ask
realistic expectations, like the Division was, and like Anthem will be. Don't you say that about Anthem? I have high hopes for Anthem, and I feel like it's actually going to be executed quite well.
I trust BioWare, but at the same time, I'm trying to keep my expectations like really low.
True. Division, no.
Yeah, that's...
I can't talk. I can't even with that game.
What are your thoughts on competitive solitaire? What?
Right up there with competitive rock, paper, scissors, bro.
I would say rock, paper, scissors is more competitive. I'd get more salty over it. I'd get way more salty over rock, paper, scissors.
But that high score though.
I think rock was always my go-to, and then I would
always throw scissors.
Yeah, like what I would do. Oh, then I'd win. But but what I would do, I would like use rock for like 3-4 times straight, and then I would come out with the paper and just like mind everybody. You know, when you're kids, you're like, oh shoot, the paper. You know, that was like a big win right there.
Don't even get me started on rock, paper, scissors here in Japan. They use it for everything, and I like win and lose all the fucking time.
Like, what do you mean? They use it for what? Like to decide where you eat and stuff like that? Or...
No, they use it for like who gets the last carton of milk, or like who gets to sit somewhere, or like who gets to go and put stuff back from lunch. Like, use it for everything, and I'm terrible at it. Like,
even adults do it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's funny. So if I'm like let's say me and you, we make dinner or something, and then we do rock, paper, scissors to see who cleans the dishes?
Basically, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. The Rochambeau. Yeah, basically. Guaranteed letdown? Well, I'll be the judge of that, because I will be getting it.
Hashtag facts.
No. Yeah. Facts. Fuck up. I'll be getting Anthem, so, I don't know what I'm getting it on, though. I'm kind of torn between PS4 and PC. I'm not sure. Not sure
like a lot of people are saying, like, watch out because it's going to be a grind. It's going to be like Destiny. But the reason I kind of have more faith in this is because BioWare, they can make a really good story. So I'm hoping that kind of becomes number one as far as like the whole game itself. Like I hope the story's really good. The gameplay itself is like just hype. Like it's just all this crazy action going on, and it
looks good.
I hope. I mean, it could be downgraded. I mean, that's always a thing. You know, we'll see it at E3, and then we see it later on. We're like, what the hell happened? But hopefully, it's not like Ubisoft downgrade. You know, like that kind of level. Yeah. And BioWare, their A team, I trust them, so I have high hopes for that game.
But I just like the setting way more in Anthem. Like I like Destiny's setting, but I like Anthem's like I like the natural meeting like the more metal and stuff. Like I like that contrast coming together is really nice for me. So
yeah,
that's why I like Horizon so much.
yeah. Because when you look at Destiny, like I'm looking at right now, it looks all kind of like just some weird planet with these weird plants that, you know, we've never seen before, and the vegetation looks, you know, it's just different.
It looks nice, like still, but like having something more familiar to what like we know as humans, like having like an actual forest with like big trees and shit. It's like, oh, that looks like somewhere I can like just go outside and find, you know. But so yeah, I like that better. But anyways,
Erica, how do you feel about people saying World War II games being sexist and racist and not inclusive?
That they're stupid and it's the internet and they need to get over themselves.
Sexist? You mean like when they don't have women fighting and things like that? That's sexist? Is that what he means?
I think so. But that's historically accurate.
Yeah, I was gonna say that as long as it's historically accurate. I'm never gonna be one of those people that like, I want to play as a girl and I'm gonna make a fit until I get that. Like I'm never that person. So even if it wasn't historically accurate, I still wouldn't complain. Unless it's an RPG and I'm like, I can't be a girl? That's kind of weird. But if it's a Call of Duty game, no. I wouldn't care. But there are some people out there. And then you have developers like the Call of Duty developers where they're giving into that. And they're throwing women in there just to throw them in there.
Yeah.
To please, to please these people complaining. It's like, well, that's not accurate. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, and it's not accurate.
I think you're better off and you're safer if you just stay accurate because you can't fight the facts. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, if you market the game as it's a World War II shooter, then like people are already thinking like, oh, it's World War II. Like I'm thinking back to that time, or not thinking back to that time because we weren't there, but like thinking back to what we know about that time and like how most of the women were like in like the hospitals and shit like that, and they were like back home, like working in factories, blah 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 blah. We all know this. So like having women on the field as like half and half is like so not historically accurate that it's just weird. It's like, oh, this is not what I know at all. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But none of those games are historically accurate anyway, says Jane. Well, that's also true, but just to make it a little bit.
Yeah, when you come out saying we're back, with boots on the ground, we're having World War II, and you're making it the huge deal like that they are doing, you would expect, like, okay, well, are you going to at least be somewhat accurate? I mean, we know they have the zombies and all of that, so it's already goofy already, and some of the weapons, of course, are exaggerated and stuff like that. But you would think when you'd get to the core things, like who's involved, and the settings, of course, and that kind of stuff, you would think, well, at least get that right. If you're going to come out and say you're, World War II, you would think they'd at least get that accurate. That's just where I come from. Because I actually did watch some of the multiplayer, and they have the women in there, running around, and you can hear them calling out, like, hey, I need ammo, or cover me. And I didn't think I'd feel this way, but it actually really broke the immersion for me. I was like, I was noticing it. I was paying attention to it. I'm like, oh, did I just hear this girl? Like, it just took me out of the whole thing. And I'm a woman saying this, so it's like, it's a real thing. I actually had that feeling. And I was like, wow, I didn't think I would, but I did. And it just kind of took me out of it. It didn't feel like World War II. It didn't feel like, it was any kind of accuracy. So
zombies are okay, but not women. Yeah, that's fucked up too. I hate zombies. Zombies can just fuck off.
Yeah, that's usually the
Zombies have been a thing for like what, 4 years now, and I'm so done with it.
something like that. I think since first Black Ops, I think. The Nazi zombies and stuff. And yeah, that's usually the argument. They're like, well, that's okay, but you don't want women. It's like it's not that I don't want women in the game, obviously. I mean, it's just how
Yes,
do I
you
put
do,
it?
because it feels weird to you. You just said that.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. You're
But
right.
like, yeah, but if you're not gonna have one and then the other is there, that's really weird. So
Yeah.
just not have zombies and not women, and then it's just like it's kind of equal. It's like, fuck it.
I guess I
That
mean,
and censors.
yeah, I guess I mean just like in general, like I don't not want women in games. Like I'm not saying like, oh, I don't want to see women anywhere, but it's like for this one in particular, it's like it is a little weird that they're there. It is kind of weird. Just for in terms of setting and, you know, accuracy, of course. World at War. Oh yeah, World at War, sorry. That's when they had zombies. I guess that's when it started, yeah. Also, they did censor the swastikas. That's another thing. I don't know if you knew that, Shar.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Because I guess people are like, well, that's racist. It's like, no, that's accurate. That's what happened. Yeah. You know, and it's not like we're praising it or condoning it. It was bad.
Yeah.
But if we're going to be immersed in this setting and what happened, then yeah, we're going to see it. But I guess the developers, they censored it.
How did they censor them?
They, from what I've seen, like on the multiplayer, there was no swastikas, but they did have flags with like that other icon. I don't know the name of it. It's like a circle. It's like red and black. If anybody knows, like they do have like flags there, but there was no swastikas.
What the fuck?
It's censored in certain countries. See, I don't know the whole deal with that. Like, is that so? It's not censored here. I don't know.
It might be.
We really pay attention to these things, right, Shar?
Yeah.
we're very up to date.
We're very up to date.
I'm so prepared right now. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god, look at my notes, man.
Oh man. Yeah. But there was that gameplay floating around because you know how you can customize your character online, right, for multiplayer. So when you're on the German side, if you have a African American female, you're basically a German African American female running around. So people were like, what the hell? This is like ridiculous. Yeah, it is very weird. But that's what's going to happen because they're giving us this customization. They're giving us the female choice to be, you know, so it's bound to happen. Like if they're of a certain color and they're on the German side, because you flip sides or whatever, you play online, you're either American or you're British or whatever, and you're against Germans. But if you're on the German side, you're gonna have a female over there, possibly of color. So it just looks weird, you know, and it's getting a lot of people upset, and I don't blame them. I mean, I wouldn't invest all kinds of energy, like I'm so mad at this, but it is weird to me, and I don't know if they thought that through, the developers. Yeah, but I'm sure the campaign, I'm sure they're gonna, you know, not do that. You're obviously not going to be shooting African American Germans over there, black Germans. It's not going to happen. But in the multiplayer, it can, just based on that customization. So it's interesting, I guess. Yeah. I guess anything else, Shar? I don't know. I mean,
not that I can think of.
I feel like I'm talking too much. I feel like I'm talking too much. You should talk.
You know more about shit than I do. I don't know anything. I'm not on the Twitters all the days, so.
I guess we could end with one of the questions I brought up earlier. What were they again? One was, okay, what's the best year of this generation?
Oh, that's right. Best year of this generation. I have no idea.
And the other one, I forgot the other question. What was the other question? Oh, about NPDs this holiday. Did we think that Xbox could win this holiday?
No.
No? Just straight up no?
Oh, we're Sony ponies. We have to say no.
Well, you haven't heard? I'm a Nintendrone lately, so I don't know if you heard that or not.
Right.
Yeah.
You switched camps.
I did.
Mm-hmm. I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this being the thing. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna say no, it's not, because, like, what is it, the Xbox One X or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
it's not gonna win just because of the name. Like, fuck that noise. It's fucking dumb name.
Yeah, but we have to remember it's the Xbox One X combined with the other version, so regular Xbox One and the S. So you have to take that into. She still says no. So yeah, we had to take that into consideration.
I don't
Then, what else?
I don't know. It just isn't. I don't know. They're not making good headway. Has Xbox ever won?
Yeah, they've won. They've won a few months, I think.
Okay, that's fair.
But in comparison with PS4, no, they're really losing in terms of how many months they've won.
Oh yeah, if we're going by month-to-month basis. Yeah, the Switch shortages are real right now. Like, that's just crazy. I don't understand how that's happening. But, well, they will never win Japan because Japan just doesn't even know how to say Xbox, basically. But, I don't know about America's, if it's like a really good deal there or not.
$500 for the Xbox One X.
So steep still.
Yeah, I think they're not losing money or they're not gaining any money. They're kind of going even. So, I mean, it's not a terrible price, but at the same time, I mean, if it was cheaper, of course, I'm sure more people would buy it.
They'd think about it more, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of factors in this for me because, like, I would say they should win. It's a new console, and new consoles typically sell more. But there's all these factors. Like, you have the PS4 still dominating. They're probably going to lower the prices on the Slim and the Pro.
Yeah.
So you got that going on. You have all the multi-plat deals they have with Destiny, Call of Duty, Battlefront. You have all these games that are going to be marketed.
No,
there's there's probably going to be bundles. So you got to take all that in consideration. And then on top of that, if Nintendo somehow has the supply, they could easily win it too. So it's kind of like in the air right now because you have Mario coming out, which we know that's going to sell. We know people are going to, buy a Switch for that game alone. So
if they can.
Yeah, if they could get their hands on it. And then you have the holidays coming up where parents are buying their kids, consoles and things like that. The Switch is still the new hot item too. So you think about it, like, you say you're a parent, you go in the store, you see the Switch, Nintendo by its name. You're like, hey, I grew up on Nintendo. I have kids. You see it's $300. Then you see the Xbox One X is $500. What are you going to pick up?
About that.
Yeah,
and it doesn't have any fucking exclusives. You don't know anything that's on the Xbox. You're like, fuck.
Exactly.
I know Halo back in the day, but that's like it.
And other parents who have no idea too, they're gonna be looking at the S, the X, the regular Xbox One. Like, what is the difference?
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Like, kids are gonna be like, "Yo, I want an Xbox One," and then like it's like so confusing. Like, fuck.
Yeah, and
their naming system is just terrible.
Then God forbid if they ask the person at GameStop, because the GameStop people, they're gonna be like, well, they have the same games. They're gonna say that they all have the same games, so you might as well just you might as well just get the S.
The PS4 has a little bit more because of Uncharted came out and this came out.
Exactly. So
because they have to do that too, but and then if you have kids, I recommend a Switch, but there's not any Switches in stock right now, so you might have to wait a couple months.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, say, okay, they really want the Switch, but it's not there. What's the next thing you're gonna grab? You're probably gonna stick with like if
grab a Wii.
Well, I don't know about that, but like anything that's around that price, I would think. Okay, I'm just thinking
I
like.
Would grab a Wii. If I was thinking as a parent who doesn't know about much, and my kids were like, I want to Switch, and I'm like, okay, cool, and like I know there's a couple games that I would want to switch to, or like I know that it's a safe console, whatever. I go in and it's like, and then I see the Wii U, and it's like,
gosh,
well, it's basically like the same, right? Like,
I don't think there would be. Would there even be Wii U's though? Because they're like done. They don't even
they don't make those.
They don't make them anymore. So
there's got to be some hanging around.
Maybe there's some parents that would do that, but I would think
they come home with a Wii U and the kids are just like, fuck.
Yeah. My guess though is that other parents, maybe if they're a little more in the know, they'd probably just say, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna get them a PS4. because I can get the Slim for like $350 or whatever price it is, $300.
It's basically the same price-ish,
Mm-hmm.
price range-ish.
So I don't know. To me, it's a toss-up.
Probably gonna be bundle.
Like I feel like not the Switch, the Xbox One X or just Xbox in general, they should win November. Like if I had to, but like I said on Twitter, if I had to put money down, like if Shar, you told me right now, put $100 down on the Xbox, and I would say okay, but I would be nervous. Like I would seriously feel like I could lose this $100.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like I would not be confident.
Man.
I would not be confident. There's too many factors.
Fucking...
Like if I knew Nintendo was going to struggle with supply, okay, that's one thing. And then if I knew PS4 maybe stayed the same price, maybe... I don't know. I really don't know what could slow the PS4 down right now. Maybe just the fact that everybody who wanted one has it already. Maybe that'll kind of slow it down. I guess. Maybe there's not a lot of people to sell it to.
What was coming out in November?
Battlefront. You mean games-wise? Battlefront. Call of Duty, of course. Call of Duty.
Fucking, one second. I found it.
Crackdown 3. Let's not forget the GOAT. Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3.
The hype.
Call of Booty. There we go. Call of Booty.
Call of Booty. But yeah, Crackdown. What else?
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be fucking. You know that's gonna be in a bundle somewhere. You know that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Need for Speed Payback. Demon Gaze 2. What is this? I forget what this is. I don't remember.
Need for Speed. Yeah, that's in there too.
PS game, whatever. But October is pretty fucking packed. So like people who don't have shit by then is gonna be like, oh well, I have all these new options for me.
Exactly.
There's a lot for PS4 though.
You just know they're gonna have the bundles, like you said. There's gonna be bundles.
You know there's gonna be bundles, man.
You have all the marketing rights. You have early access DLC and stuff like that. Like for Destiny, they're getting things early. So,
yeah.
I mean, that alone could make Destiny fans just stay with their PS4. Like, oh, I'm just screw the 4K.
Destiny 2 is coming out in September. I totally forgot. But yeah. But you know what? We got that PS4 exclusive of Knack 2. You know,
then for Xbox is for sure losing now. That Knack 2.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I don't have a clear answer, man. Like it's a toss up for me. There's factors that are involved. Like it depends what Nintendo does as far as supply.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's definitely not winning Japan. We already know this.
Well, no. Never,
but when it comes to America, the UK, and all that, I mean, I would expect the Xbox to win. It should. I would be really surprised if it didn't. But at the same time, Twitter would be fire. They really would. I'd be very entertained. Especially if it's the Switch that wins, I'd be even more entertained because I'd just be like,
God, that'd be awesome.
Talk about the salt that we're gonna see. But
fucking mad, man. They'd be pissed.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that's I guess all I gotta say about that. Charisma said 2015 had multiplats, 2017 exclusive. So in terms of best year this generation.
Yeah.
2015, yeah, that's true.
I was going to say 15. I literally was going to say 15, but then I couldn't remember why I was going to say 15 because like I don't remember anything.
I know why.
Like,
I know why.
Even, so.
I know why, Shar. Bloodborne.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Come on.
Hold on.
That's why
go down the list.
That's why I would consider 2015, obviously. Ori and the Blind Forest came out that year. Mad Max. There were some good games that year. But true, there were a lot of multiplats. Like The Witcher, everybody loves The Witcher 3, but that was multiplat. So
that's true.
2017, definitely exclusives for 2017 have been probably the best.
Xenoverse. Hold on. Let's see here.
But special shout out to 2016. That was the year of the indies. So.
Oh yeah, 16 was great.
Yeah. I love 2016. Like that was a good year for me. 2015. 2014. Can we agree was the worst year? What do you think?
I don't really remember that year, but I remember people saying it was shit, and it probably was.
Well, one of the games was Destiny.
Well, shit year, guys.
And part of me thinks that it was so successful because 2014 was so bad.
This is true.
I mean, there wasn't a lot going on, especially when Destiny came out. Didn't it come out in August? Or am I tripping? Was it August? September? I think it was August, which is typically dry.
Oh yeah, it came out. What was this? September. It came
Oh,
out.
September. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess September is their month that they release.
Which, oh my god, there was a lot in September. Holy shit. Oh my god, there was a lot.
For what? 2014?
Yeah.
Really? Well, name some. Name some of them.
Shovel Knight.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you know Shovel Knight.
Yeah, I know. Keep going.
Well, there's one that only I know, so that's whatever. There's another one I only know. This is only important to me now.
Oh, well then that don't count. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding, but
that Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, though.
Oh, Metal Gear, yeah.
Hyrule Warriors.
Well, then there you go. I mean, hey, you guys, 2014's the winner.
Shadow of Mordor.
You're right. Yeah. That was a good game. Oh.
That came out That came out at the end of September, and Destiny came out at the beginning of September that year.
Yeah. Okay. So let me rephrase it. 2014. The first half was trash. Second half had some fire because Shadow of Mordor was great. Like that was a really good game.
Bayonetta 2 was 2014. This is true as well.
So yeah, 2014 actually
was decent.
It has some games. So okay, I stand corrected. There's some games in there.
You're like confused. You're like,
I still stand by the second half, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty crazy.
Transistor. BioShock Infinite, the complete edition, because you know we needed another reboot of that game. The Wolf Among Us.
2017 killing it, and we're just halfway through. Yeah, Sammy, this year has been.
It's true.
Honestly, this year's been overwhelming for me because there's just so many games I haven't been able to keep up. So that's been kind of like, yeah.
I beat a game yesterday.
So it's been like a love-hate thing. It's like I've been loving, like, man, all these games are coming out. This is awesome. But then I hate it because I'm behind. Like, I can't play all of them. It's a struggle.
Dude, and you like play like new games. Like I'm over here playing like 4-year-old games. Like I'm so behind.
We still gotta play Origami. Damn it.
Ah, shoot.
I don't know when, but
I don't know. Yeah.
Someday we're gonna play some co-op.
Someday. I'm gonna be on that new Uncharted game. You already know.
Oh yeah. Lost Legacy.
Oh, I need that game in my life like right now.
I asked Kenny, I'm like, are you gonna get Lost Legacy? He's like, I don't know. I was like, really? Yeah, I was kind of shocked because I figured he would get it and we would just share it, right? And I'm like, oh, I don't have to pay for it. Like, I'm all being all sneaky.
It looks amazing.
But he was like,
I love those
I don't know. Yeah.
Ugh.
Nostalgia on swole a lot of nostalgia this year as well.
Yeah.
It's been a good year, especially if you're an old school gamer. You're seeing these old games come out, these Super Nintendo classics coming out and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like indie games, especially like kind of taking inspiration from the old games. You know, that's happening too. It's seriously last year too, I feel like. I was playing what's that game called we were going to play? Shoot.
What?
My mind's blank. That one indie game. We were going to play it on PC, but then remember there was no co-op or something?
Oh, Hyper Light Drifter?
Yeah, there you go. I always my mind goes blank when I try and think of the title. But yeah, Hyper Light Drifter. Yeah. I played that last year.
I was sad.
It's amazing.
I was sad there's no online co-op. It's only couch co-op. And I was like, fuck!
I know. I was going to buy it too on Steam because I only have it on PS4, but I was going to buy it again. Oh well. But yeah, I guess if I had to pick, man, that's hard. The best year of this generation, that's hard. I feel like they've all been good. for the most part. Like 2014 for the most part. Beginning of 2014, I was disgruntled with my Xbox One. I remember. I sold it. I didn't have any next-gen consoles for like a few months until September when I got the PS4. Yeah, and that's when it kind of picked up. Also, Dragon Age was that year too.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so the end of 2014 was good. 2015 was great too, because Bloodborne and all those other games I mentioned before.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm always catching up on stuff, so like I never really like think about the years that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2015 wasn't bad either.
But 2015, like, that's when I got married and stuff, so I wasn't gaming a lot.
You weren't playing a lot.
Yeah, I was very, very busy, so I probably can't... Well...
She's like on the fence now. She's like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't think I could even say that because it still doesn't take away what games came out. So it's like,
don't
why?
Say anything
Yeah,
yet,
I'm not even
we're still
saying.
not the end of this year. This year's been pretty decent.
Dude,
so,
but we know what's coming though. Like, there's so many games.
I know. So then compare that to 2014.
And now with like the Switch, it's like even more games because I'm playing Nintendo games again. Like I'm back with, playing some Nintendo. It's like I did not, like honestly, I knew the Switch was coming, of course. I knew Nintendo was going to make this new console, but I never thought to myself, like I'm legit going to be playing Nintendo games. Like let's add them to the list. I didn't even really, think that. Yeah, because it's been a while. So... This year's been nuts. It's been nuts because I've already been expecting all these other games like Neo and Mass Effect before we knew it was going to be, how it was. I was hyping up that. I was hyped about all these other games, Battlefront, Shadow of War, all these games. And then out of nowhere, it's like Nintendo is back. It's like, what? It just, I don't know. It wasn't a reality till it really happened. It's just like, whoa, there's just too many games. But I guess, yeah, I would say 2015 if I had to just say the safe answer. I think this year has been amazing.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And I'm pretty tired of looking at this Destiny gameplay right now. So we're going to go ahead and end, I guess. Anything else, Shar? Anything else you want to say?
No.
Nothing we missed?
No.
I think we're good. Shout out to the stream. Shout out to Sammy, Ryan, Charisma, Astro, Redemption.
Shout out to my peeps. What's good?
Yeah, everybody.
I only got 3, but what's good? Jane, Zephyr, and Toira. I see you.
Jane, what's it going on, Jane? I should have been in your chat.
Yeah, I was in both chats. Get on it. Come on.
I'm so trash, you guys. Like I'm the worst.
Trash.
Shar, you're so
Can't
right.
Even end a stream correctly. Jesus.
I know. I'm just bad, you guys. Like I really am. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it or nothing. Like
Worst from us.
So there's times I'll be really prepared with something, but then I forget something that's really important. I'm like, wait, I didn't do this or I didn't do that.
Like I set up my stream in like 3 seconds, turned it on, and then I got into your chat and my chat, and I was like, I'm fucking ready to do this. Yeah. And you took like 20 minutes to set up.
Dude, I had to get the gameplay up. Come on. Give me some credit. I had some gameplay.
I have gameplay on mine.
I didn't want them to just look at a picture. I'm thinking about my viewers right now. I'm thinking about their entertainment.
I'm done with you. Done with you.
But yeah, if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, definitely leave a like. Let us know. I know there's a lot of Shar fans out there.
Oh yeah. Denise! You're so late, bro.
I think there's people out there who like her more than me, but even though...
There are. And then I never make videos, and then they're just like, who is this chick? I don't understand.
Yeah, I'll get asked, like, where's Shar at? Or when are you going to play with Shar? I'm like, oh, I don't know. She's in Japan now, so it's a lot harder these days, but...
Yeah.
But we try. And I'm a little more free right now. I'm not working that much, and...
I am too.
Yeah, so... LeBron's like, K. Never forget the wise words of LeBron. Shoot him in the head. It kills him faster. Thank you. Thank you and good night. Thanks, LeBron. I hold that. I hold that. I hold that advice dear to my heart. Like every night, I just think about that before bed. I'm just like, okay,
can't.
shoot him in the head.
I can't.
It kills him faster. Now, LeBron,
So
you
funny.
know I'm playing. You know, I appreciate your
So good.
support.
So good, man.
You're the best. But yeah, you guys, we're out of here. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time, right, Shar? There'll be a next time.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Let me find the stop streaming button. All right, guys, we're out. Peace.